Hello students, Assalamu alaikum. Today we are going to solve O-level accounts paper, paper 22 of June 2023. And we'll do this question in two parts. So today we are going to do the first part because it's, very, when you solve the whole paper in one part, that makes the video very long. So I used to make subjective papers in two parts or three parts sometimes. So here is your paper. Okay. See, this is your paper. And okay, June 2023, paper 22. So the first question is of cash book. Umar is a trader and following transaction took place in April 2023. Okay, complete Umar's cash book on the opposite page. Okay, so here is the cash book. Okay, uh, now it's like that. So we have to record all the transactions in this cash book. Okay, so what we are going to do, okay, now opening balances are given. Cash opening balance is $120 in hand, and bank opening balance is given on the credit side 477. That means bank is showing overdraft. Okay. Now come first transaction. It says paid $1,000 into bank from his personal money. Okay. If he is depositing $1,000, it means okay 1,000. So here we will write bank. Sorry, the description would be capital because owner is paying from personal uh, account, and here we are going to write April. The date is April 3. Okay, this is done. Okay, when owner is depositing cash into bank by his personal resources, we will debit bank, and the reason would be the capital. Okay, April 7 paid 360 to a supplier Alexander by a telephone transfer. So telephone transfer means again he is paying through bank. Are you getting my point clear? He's paying through bank. So what we are going to write, we'll write here. Okay. This is April 7. Okay. Now here we'll write the name of supplier, that is Alexander. Okay. And the amount paid by cell phone is $360. Done? Okay. Next transaction took place on 10th April, and it says cash sales $695 and directly deposited into bank. It means we have to write it over here $695. Okay. Reason is obviously sales. Okay. And the date is 10. Done? Okay. Now, purchase goods 340 on credit from Alexander. This transaction is not going to be recorded in your cash book because this transaction belongs to purchase day book. If you are buying goods on credit, this is going to be recorded in your purchase day book. Are you getting my point clear? This is going to be recorded in purchase day book. So we have to ignore this transaction while computing cash book. Okay. Paid $68 for petrol. So here we'll write $68. $68. Okay. The reason, motor expenses. Motor expenses. And the date would be is 15. Okay. Now Okay. Next transaction. Paid rent 400 by standing order. Standing order means through bank. So on 16, again we'll write rent payable. Rent payable. Okay. And the amount is $400. Okay. Now, next, received a check 384 from a credit customer Esme in full settlement of an invoice of 400. So when we are receiving check, so this check is going to be deposited into bank 384. Okay. And in discount allowed, we'll write the amount $16, and 400 amount has been settled now on the date of 23. This Esme. Okay. Okay. Now 400 had been settled by receiving 384 and $16 is discount. Paid 323 by check to Alexander having deducted $17 cash discount. That is 27. 27. We are paying to Alexander. Alexander. How much? Discount is $17 and the amount is 323. 323. Okay. Then 28. Purchase good 235 on credit from Alexander. Again, this transaction is not going to be recorded in your cash book. Okay. So what we have to do now, we have to ignore two transactions. If you add these two transactions by mistake, any credit transaction you enter into cash book, you will lose marks then. Okay. Now, take the totals here. Okay. The total is $16. Okay. Now, here, total is $120. Okay. Here, total is 1,695 plus 384. 1,695 plus 384, 2,079. Okay. This is 2,079. Okay. Now here we can get the total, that is 17. Okay. But okay, again, we have to write it total here. It must be 120. Okay. And we have to write here total 2079. 079. Okay. Because we have to add over here on the last day of April, January, February, March, April is of 30. So last day 30. Balance CD for cash, it would be how much? 120 minus 68. 120 minus 68 is $52. Okay. $52. Acha, what about bank? 2079. 2079 is the total bank inflow of cash in bank minus 477 overdraft minus 360 payment minus 400 payment. That will make and 323 also minus 323. So that makes your ending balance 519. 519. Okay, this is balance CD. So what we have to do then? We have to write over here. Okay, May 1st. If you don't write balance BD at the end of cash book, you will lose marks. Okay, now we'll write balance BD. We have $52 cash in hand and $519 in bank. Okay, that's how we have completed our cash book. And you will get 11 marks, complete 11 marks. Okay, now move to the second question, second part. Okay, I need to rotate this page. Okay, okay. Now it's prepare the account for Alexander for April 2023, balance the account and bring down the balance on 1st May 2023. Okay. Now, uh, at the start of the year, we have to pay Umar $360. Okay. And from the same transactions of cash book, we have to follow same transactions of cash book. So we have bought goods on April 12. April 12, we have bought goods. So we'll write it over here, purchases. And the amount would be 340. 340 dollars. Okay. On okay. And we paid 360 on April 7. Sorry, I was supposed to write that transaction first. Okay, that is April 7. We have paid through bank 360. Okay, $360 here. Okay, 360. It's all right. Okay. Now on 12 we purchase on credit again. We paid 323 to Alexander. Okay, on 23rd. So we'll write it here 23rd, and we will write it here. Okay, bank, and write it here, discount received. Okay, now we'll write it here, amount 323, and discount was 17. Okay, that is on 23rd again. Okay. 23. Okay, that was on 23. Okay, now again we bought goods from Alexander on 28. 28. We'll write purchases. Okay, and the amount is how much? 235. Okay. Now what we have to calculate here? We have to calculate balance CD here on 30th April, April 30, balance CD. So how much is the amount of balance CD at the end of the month? This is how much is left. Now see, if we take this 235 because we haven't paid for this 235. So this 235 is going to be balance CD. Okay. So the total would be here, totals 935. Obviously, balance here would be 935. Okay. On 1st May, uh, May 1st, balance BD obviously is 235. Okay. Got it. And you have got four marks outside. Now see, Umar buys his supplies from Alexander, who doesn't allow Umar any trade discount. Umar is now considering also purchasing supplies from Tahir, who would offer him 3% trade discount, but no cash discount. But you know, this person, Umar, he is giving, he's giving uh, cash discount. Okay, are you getting my point here? Here we saw cash discount. Yes, $17. So 17 divided by 340, that is 5% cash discount he is giving. And the other fellow, I think his name is Tahir, I think they have mentioned. Ah, yes. Tahir does not offer cash discount but trade discount. So what do you think? 3% trade discount is better or 5% cash discount is better? Now, uh, now see what you have to write. Advise Umar whether he should choose option 1, purchase supplies from Alexander only, or option 2, purchase supplies from both Alexander and Tahir. Justify your answer by providing 3 advantages and 1 disadvantage of the option you have chosen. In my opinion, Tahir is an old supplier. You have a very good, sorry, Alexander is an old supplier. You have a very good relationship with Alexander. He's offering 5% cash discount, which is, I think, far better than 3% trade discount. So, in my opinion, he must continue with Alexander, but your opinion might be different. So, it is you. Now, you see, in CA, ACCA, O levels, A levels, the most important part of any accounting question is your decision. How you take a decision in a given situation. Decision making is very important. Okay, so you have to work on it. The opinion is yours. Okay, if I'm asked, I will continue with Alexander because he's an old supplier. Okay, now Ramla has calculated her draft profit figure for the year ended 28th February 2023. Adjustment in Ramla's ledger account have still to be made for the following items. Okay, now there are 5 transactions which needs to be recorded. Okay, and you have to make the journal entries. You don't need to require the narratives. Okay, now for item number 1, you are writing the transaction. So what is the transaction? See, what is the transaction? The transaction first is an amount of $99 owed to Ramla by May is written off as irrecoverable. Now, Ramla has to collect um, $99 from May, but this is has become bad debt. So what we have to do, we have to debit irrecoverable debts. Okay. And what we have to credit? A. Okay. Now amount $99 and here $99. Okay. No narrative is required. Now come for the second transaction. What we have to write for second transaction? The second transaction says fixture and fitting 875 were purchased on credit from Padma. So what we have to do? We have to debit furniture and fittings, fixtures and fittings, sorry, fixtures, fixtures and fittings. Okay, debit and Padma credit. How much? This is $875. $875. Okay. Now item number three, you don't need to write narratives. That's very wonderful thing when you don't need to write narratives. Item number three, what is item number three? Item number three says a loan repayment 500 had been incorrectly recorded as loan interest. Now this is correction of errors. What you have to do? Loan interest has been debited, okay, instead of loan. The actual loan should be debited when you are repaying, but they have debited loan interest. So what we have to do? We have to debit loan, which has not yet been debited, and we have to credit loan interest. That was mistakenly debited. Loan interest. Okay. And the amount is how much? $500. Okay. Amount is $500. Getting my point here? Okay. Now come to fourth item. Rent paid 350 had been recorded as $530. Okay. Now, in that case, what they have not mentioned here, whether the rent is paid by cash or bank. So, what we have to do? We can debit here bank or cash both. Okay. Are you getting my point here? It's up to you because they have not mentioned. And we have to credit rent. Okay. We have to credit rent by how much? Actual amount paid was 350 but recorded 530. So 530 minus 350. 180 error of transposition. We call it error of transposition. $180. Getting my point clear? $180. Okay, done. Now come to item number 5. What happened? What is happening in fifth? Drawings 120 had been debited to wages account. Again, this is an error of principle. So what we do? Drawings debit and drawings debit and wages credit. How much? That is $120. $120. Okay. If you have done all these 5 items correctly, without narratives, you will earn 10 marks. Yeah. Okay. Complete the following table by entering the amount of each adjustment required. Okay. If an item has no effect on profit, enter 0 in the no effect column. Okay. So, item number 1. Let's see what happens in item number 1. Item number 1 relates to an amount of 99 owed to Ramla by is written off. When we are writing off any account, so that means this 99 is going to reduce the profit. Getting my point clear? Going to decrease the profit, $99. Acha, in item number 2, when we rectify item number 2, fixture and fitting, the 875 purchase on credit from Padma, so it has no effect on profit. So we'll write 0 over here. Okay. Now, because it has nothing, non-purchase of non-current asset on credit has nothing to do with the profit unless depreciation is given. Okay, a loan repayment is incorrect. Now, this, when we are creating interest, loan interest is an expense. When we are decreasing an interest which was wrongly debited, so it means our profit is going to be increased by 500. Okay. Then we have item number 4, rent paid 350 was recorded as, so when we are decreasing the rent again by 180, so it is increasing our profit. Okay. What is the last item? Oh, sorry. I'm writing in the wrong column, 500. Okay, sorry. And 180. Because they are increasing. So this should be deleted. Sorry, my mistake. Actually, I was not looking at properly increase and decrease. That's my mistake. Sorry. Okay. Now, last item, when, because wages were over added by 120 of drawings. So what we have to do when we are reducing wages by 120, that's also increasing our profit. Okay. Now see, total increase in profit we have to write over here. That is how much? 500 plus 180, 500 plus 180 plus 120. 800, yes, is increased. Okay. How much is decreased? 99. Okay. Now, here, no effect means we have to put a 0 over here. Okay. And what we have to do here, we have to write total over here. These are the blank columns. We don't need to write anything. Okay. Now 11,650 plus 800 minus 99. So it means your new profit is 12,351. Getting my point clear? 12,351. Got it? Okay. Now, if you have done it correctly, you will earn 6 marks here. Okay. Now, how the general item for prudence concept applies that profits and assets should not be overstated or understated. Okay. So when we are correcting all those items, it means these are all, especially when we are writing of bad debts. So bad debts has always been based on prudence concept. Okay. Okay. Item, how the general item for business entity concept. Item number 5, when we are recording drawings is not wages of employer or wages of the owner. It should be recorded as drawings. Whatever he is taking in anticipation of profit, it should be recorded as drawing according to the entity principle. Okay. Now question number 3. This is non-profit organization. The favorite book club was formed several years ago. Subscription amount of $52 per annum has remained unchanged since the club started. All subscriptions are paid by check or credit transfer. Okay. The treasurer provides the following information at the start of 2022 and at the end of 2022: subscription advance, subscription arrear, insurance paid, cash at bank. For the year receipts, subscription received 5356 payments. Okay. The club had 128 members in 2021 and 120 in 2022. The treasury is aware that 4 current members will not pay the subscription for 22. She has decided to write off the subscription off. Okay. Prepare the subscription account. For the year ended 31st December 22, balance the account and bring down the balances on. Okay, no problem. So, what we have to do, we'll write first here subscription account. Okay. 2022 and January 1st. No, sorry. Jan 1. Okay. Balance brought down. Here we have to write the balance of which item? Which balance we have to write over here? We have to write here the balance 468, that is arrears or receivable at the start of the year, 468. Okay. Now, January again, Jan 1, balance BD. Here we are going to write balance of subscription received in advance. That is how much? $260. Okay. Done? Okay. Then we'll write for 31st December. 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 December 31st. Okay. We have to create subscription account, and the reason would be because we are receiving all subscription through bank. So write here bank. And here we'll write the amount, how much we have received. If we look at the account, we will find out we received during the subscription 5356. 5356. 5 कहाँ चला गया? 5356. Okay. This is done. Okay. Now next item. What we have to do? Bad debts. We have to. How much is bad debts? The treasurer is aware that 4 current members will not pay the subscription. So she has decided right of those subscriptions. 4 members means 208, I think. Huh? Yes, 208. So again, the year is date is December 31st. We'll write bad debts. Or subscriptions written off, whatever you want to write, no problem. That is 280. 280. Okay. Now, the closing balances, that is balance CD. Here we are going to write the balance of receivable, at the end of the year, balance CD. How much is balance at the end of the year? Receivable arrears 1040. Okay, we'll write it over here. 1040. 40. Okay. And what about here? We'll write balance CD. Balance CD at the end of the year. This is for prepaids. How much is balance CD for prepaid? That is 156. Okay, 156. Now what to do? We'll write the totals over here. Total of credit is how much? Total of credit is how much? C, 260 plus 5356 plus 280 plus 1040. 6,936 is the total. 6,936 is the total. And here again the balance would be same, 6,936. Okay. But what we have to do, we need to know how much is transferred to income and expenditure account. So we'll write over here income and expenditure account. Income, sorry, that is income and expenditure, expenditure account. Okay. Uh, 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 is how much? So what we do, 6,936 minus 468 minus 156. So that all would be 6,312. 6,000. Six nine three six. Sorry. Oh, just a minute. I think I made a mistake. 260 plus 5356 plus 280 plus 1040. Oh, I made a mistake. Sorry, this is 208. Oh my God. Sorry. Error of transposition by Sazafa. No problem. Okay, that's why I think the amount is not coming correctly. This is how much? 260 plus 5356 plus 2208 plus 1040, I think. 1040. 6864. Sorry. My mistake. 6864. 6864. Sorry, my mistake. 6864. Okay. So this amount would be 6864 minus 156 minus 468. We'll get 6240. Okay. 6240. The amount for income and expenditure account. Amount for subscription received to be reported in income and expenditure account is like that. Or what? Please don't forget to write over here balance brought down. Getting my point? That is 2023 Gen 1 balance BD for prepaids 156. Okay. Likewise here 2023 Gen 1 balance BD for arrears or receivables of subscription, that is 1040. Okay, done? Okay, we have done. Now we have to go to income and expenditure account. Okay, so here we are going to make income and expenditure account. So according to the question, we have only one source of income, that is subscription income. And that was supposed to be collected from income and expenditure account, that we have collected 6,200, sorry, 6,240. Am I right? Yes, we can watch it again. Yes, here it is. Yes, 6,240. This we have reported over here. Now, here we'll write expenditures, heading expenditures. Okay. We'll write it with black. Okay. Now again blue. What are the expenditures given in the question? Okay. Rent paid, insurance paid, general expenses. Okay. Rent paid 2080. Okay. Rent. Uh-huh. Rent paid 2080. Done. Okay. Then we paid for insurance. Okay. But we have to be careful about insurance because we have some items given for insurance. The prepaid insurance is given in the data. So what we have to do, insurance paid for the year is 732. Okay. 732 plus prepaid insurance at the start of the year is 348 plus 348 minus prepaid insurance at the end of the year 366. So 714 would be the amount of insurance. 714. 714. Okay. Next item, we have general expenses. General expenses, how much we have paid? 2498. There is no adjustment. General expenses. This is how much? 2498. 2498. Done? Okay. And bad debts. Yes. Okay. Bad debts. The subscription which we have written off, 208, which I was wrongly written 280. 208. Okay. Now get the totals here, total expenditures, and we'll get the surplus or deficit over here. So total would be how much? 2080 plus 714 plus 2498 plus 208. Total expenditures 5,500. Okay. 5,000. 5,500. And if we deduct that from, write it in brackets, so we remember that we have to deduct them. Whatever the figure you have to deduct, write in a bracket so you would remember, and you have to deduct. So 6,200, and what was the amount of revenue 6,240. 6,240 minus 740 is your surplus. 740. This is your surplus. Okay. Okay. That's all for today. Inshallah, we'll continue this paper in our next recording. At least I'll take two parts to complete one paper. So that's all today. Thank you. Take care. Allah Hafiz.